Hello, welcome to this Joyful Living series. We all make mistakes, experience setbacks, get disappointed, or even rejected. Days could be very painful, but they can as well be the beginning of a new life if properly handled. We cannot determine what others do or how they react to things. Rejection can come from anywhere, even from family circles. Jesus was rejected by his own. So, experiencing setbacks, being disappointed, or rejected is a reality. But how you respond to them is what determines if they will break you or make you even better. Let me show you two basic ways people react to failures, setbacks, disappointments, and rejection you must avoid, and how you can best respond in these situations to gain positive results. The first is blaming others or the circumstance. Blaming others for one's mistakes or setbacks is a very easy and common thing to do. There could be obvious reasons to pin the cause of a person's failure on someone else. But the fact is, blaming someone else could lead to a dangerous downhill spiral. It creates a victim mentality and takes the power of the victim. If not quickly reversed, the victim can experience much inner turmoil, anxiety, and feelings of helplessness. Blaming others can become a constant leeway to exercise one's inactivity and lack of initiative. There are people that will tell you endless stories of how they could have become such and such if not what this and that person did to them. Year in, year out, they hang on those stories and end up doing nothing worthwhile with their lives. Do you remember the story of Adam and Eve in Genesis chapter 3, verses 11 to 13? Adam blamed Eve, who in turn blamed the serpent. Unfortunately, the blame game did not serve them. Rather, it reduced them from being masters of creation to slaves to that which they should control. Blaming others for one setback can as well lead to tension and conflicts. When people decide to seek revenge, pass on the conflict to their children, get absorbed in the situation, or allow the experience to paralyze them, they will be blinded to seeing other possibilities of moving their lives forward. Do you remember the paralytic that Jesus met at Bethsaida in John chapter 5? The man has spent 38 years there because he had no one to put him into the water when it is stirred. Whenever he wanted to go in, someone else gets in before him. Notice that the man was so absorbed with that circumstance that when Jesus asked him if he wanted to be healed, rather than say yes, he went on recounting that experience to Jesus. That situation so clouded his thinking that he could not imagine any other solution to his problem. Too much concentration on your setbacks can block you from seeing the way forward. If persons or circumstances stand in your way, rather than get stuck, make a detour. Find new ways to move on. The second reaction that you have to avoid is blaming yourself. 2 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 10 knows that godly sorrow brings repentance that leads to salvation and leaves no regrets. But worldly sorrow brings death. There is a difference between self-blame and self-critique. Self-blame leads to self-downing, perceiving the self only in negative ways rather than differentiating the action and situating it in context. Localizing the action enables the person to take responsibility, but self-blame weakens the self, seeing it as being intrinsically bad. Some people even go to the extent of cursing themselves and having difficulty forgiving themselves for what they did. Someone could have told them how hopeless they are, and they end up internalizing it. From that moment, they see nothing good in themselves anymore. Self-blame brings inattention, stress, restlessness, and could gradually lead to depression. Self-blame can be horrible for someone who relies on people's opinion for self-validation. Such a person can develop a sense of self-rejection and begin to avoid some people and places. Self-blame is as unproductive as blaming others or external factors. It only leads to low self-confidence and low self-esteem. You don't need to worry so much about what other people think or say. Let people have their opinions, accept or reject what they want. It is their choice. But do not allow their opinion of you to destroy you. It is for you to take responsibility for your life. We all have the God-given power to give meaning and direction to our lives. The grace is already available. We just need to do the needful and cooperate with this God-given grace. Your life's achievements start and end with you. It is for you to desire it, define it, plan for it, go for it, and take responsibility for every step of the way. Once you understand, accept, and apply this principle, you will experience so much freedom, zeal, and power to act, and your life will never be the same again. Taking responsibility can be scary to some people and can be painful at the beginning, but it is the only way to grow and mature. Once you develop a sense of personal responsibility, it becomes easy to take initiative. You stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and equally stop blaming yourself for everything that happens. Taking responsibility for your life enables you to develop the art of calm self-critique. Self-critique enables you to take an objective evaluation of your actions, taking responsibility for every aspect of them without subjectively harming your feelings, and self-esteem. It frees you from hiding in blame games, thereby giving you the opportunity to focus on learning from your experiences and improving on yourself. The day you cease to get stuck on blaming people or circumstances for your setbacks, as well as indulging in self-pity and playing the victim, and learn to take responsibility for everything in your life, that is your day of liberation. That is only when you can clearly see the graces that God has made available to you, the strength you have within, and the opportunities that there are in your life and your environment. Always remember, only the brave who decide to take responsibility for their lives stand strong, refuse to be destroyed, and emerge victorious in all circumstances. Thanks for watching.